to walk you through the process of creating your classes in Classcraft. Now, Classcraft has made a lot of changes to the setup process, which really I think are going to streamline this and you're going to like it. So, we're going to say I have set up one class already. That's my Core 1 ELA, but I'm going to show you from scratch how we would set up another one. So I'm going to click New Class. We want to go with Classic mode. Okay, and then we're going to click Next. Okay, so I'm going to enter my class name. A couple things about the class name. You need to include the descriptor of what the class is. So this is going to be my Core 2 ELA. And you want to put your name in there somewhere. So it might be Goodson Core 2 ELA or Core 2 ELA Goodson. As long as you keep the same general form for all of your classes, that'll be good. Okay, so next, very important, I have to set the grade level because the rules that it pulls down are going to depend on the grade level you set. So I'm going to say this is 6th grade. Okay. And at this point, we'll pretend this is my first class, so we will ignore this part. And then I can set the subject. It's not necessary, but you can set it if you'd like. Then I hit Next. So this is going to create the class. And you'll notice here it is, Core 2 ELA. Now you'll notice, though, that it says it's there, but it's not completely set up yet. So what we need to do next is review the behaviors. Now, this is where there have been some big changes from last year, because remember we had to import all these and then tweak them in each teacher's class. That is not the case this year. They are set up based on the things that Sit determined earlier, and they're already in here. And if we do have to make any school-wide changes, they will just magically appear here. So you have your general behaviors. Okay, these are the positive behaviors. When you hit Next, it's going to show you the negative behaviors. These include both the school-wide ones and if your grade level came up with anybody. Okay, so these are all here. And then finally, pledges. Now, pledges are a little different. We didn't use these last year because when a student fell in battle, they would automatically go to redirect. This year, when they fall in battle, there's going to be a chance to make that up in class. Now, you can change or tweak these if you like once you get started, but the initial ones are these that you see here. Okay? So we're going to hit Done. So that part is done. Next, you're going to review the powers. Now, we've already had a group go through these and adjust them to make them fit with the school. If we need to change them, we will be able to change them, and that will push down, and you'll automatically see that. So remember, these are the powers that they get, not just at the beginning, but as they go on. So some of these powers they won't have for a while. So you can review those powers. One change that they've made literally in the last week, the classes used to be Warrior, Healer, and Mage, and now the Warrior has changed into the Guardian. Okay, so it works pretty much the same way, and you'll even see here references to Warrior every now and then. But their official name is Guardian now. Okay, so you'll see that. We hit Next. We see the Healer's powers and then the Mage's powers. So you can look over those and then Done. And finally, we'll be at the point where you assign students. Now, you'll notice we have the list of all students in the school. Okay, we're still cleaning a few of these out, but I think they should all be pretty good. So you will need to add your students one at a time. And the way you do that is you can either scroll down and look, or you can search for one. So if I was going to add John, I would do a search, and I would get all the Johns, Johnnies, and Johnsons. Okay, and then I just go down and start checking the ones that I want to put in the class. Okay, and now I'm going to assign them to my class. Remember, Classcraft divides students up into teams. The ideal team size is 4 to 5. And you can go ahead and create those teams here if you like by clicking the Add a Team button. Or you can wait. And it may be good in this point to wait until you know what cohort A, B they're going to be in and all that. But I'm just going to leave it for now, and I'm going to say Done. They also have some good information here on creating teams and what are some of the good ways to do that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to skip that, though, and say Done. And then you can prepare the student introduction. Now, this is very cool. If you click here, it will allow you to download the student rules summary. Okay, so this is a handout that you can give kids, or if you save it as a PDF, you can share this with them through Canvas. Okay, this is telling them all the positive behaviors, negative behaviors, and what powers the different classes have. So I strongly suggest that you, when you create your class, you download this, save it as a PDF, and that way you can give that out to them on the day that they set up their characters. It explains all the rules of the game and the classes and everything else. So strongly encourage you to do that. You can also do the same thing with the Hero Pact. And if you remember, this Hero Pact is the thing that you have them read and sign to sort of as an in-game way of saying, you know, I'm going to play this game through and I'm going to respect the rules and my fellow players. It's a good kind of symbolic way to do that. Finally, you're going to want to download the student access codes. So this is how they're actually going to get into Classcraft, and it walks them through it step by step. Okay, it gives them their class code, and it gives them their accounts and how to get into them. Okay, so this is for the students who've played. This will get them in. All right. This also gives you the parent code so that the parents can log into Classcraft and see their students' progress. So this is a good thing for them to take home. Again, since we're doing a lot of things in Canvas, you don't have to make a physical photocopy of this. You can always save it as a PDF and then put it into your Canvas and give it to the students that way. All right. So that's where these three things live. And then from here, you can it actually has a video where you can present Classcraft to your students and explain it to them. It's only about 2.5 minutes. Very well worth it. Finally, you're done. You click continue. And then if you want, you can begin the student introducer, which takes them through the what is Classcraft. That's a 1 2 minute thing. It lets you walk through the rules. So this is like almost like a presentation, where you can say, okay, y'all, this is what experience points are. This is what health points are. And this is what the character classes are. Okay, and it tells a little bit about the guardians, a little bit about the healers, and a little bit about the mages. So this is a great way to just walk them through the game, and it's also a good review for you as well. Finally, you get to the point where the teams will choose their own teams, their team name, their crest, and their background. Now, at this point, it's probably good if you have put them into their teams, and then they will have a chance to look at their teams and create names for it. And when you add the team name, if they've chosen the name, you know, the Monsters, then you type the name Monsters, and you let them pick their crest, and you let them pick their background. All right, and they'll be seeing those things also on their screen, so they can help decide it and stay distanced. All right, and so that's what they'll see. And then at this point, they can create their characters. Okay, and I would suggest you do the students create route. And you'll notice it even tells them, hey, look, go to game.classcraft.com and sign in using your Google account. And then that will allow them to work through setting up their own characters. That's going to take a little bit of time, but that will be a good beginning of your activity. Remember, this game will really help us as a behavior management system if you let the kids invest some time in it early on and feel like it's important. And at that point, you hit start playing, and your students will look like this until they set their characters up and their look and get in their teams, and you'll be ready to play. As usual, any questions you have on this, please let me know. You can reach me at CL Goodson, and you can either send an email, or if you see me in chat, chat me through Google Chat, and we can set up a time to meet via a Google Meet. All right, thank you, and good luck. Have a good game.